Thank you. This is the high school concert band on stage. That was the fourth movement of Pusta for Gypsy Dances. We're going to continue on now with a setting of Peter and the Wolf, which was a well-known, probably still is a well-known children's fable. And we're going to enlist some extra help on this. We're going to call to the stage our very special guest for the evening, Coach Y, Mr. Drew Yanzetsky.
Once upon a time, there was a boy called Peter. He and his grandfather lived in a cottage with a garden surrounded by a high stone wall. Outside, there was a great meadow, and beyond the meadow, a deep, dark forest. Early one morning, Peter opened the gate and went out into the big green meadow. On the branch of a big tree sat a little bird, Peter's friend. "All is quiet," chirped the bird gaily. Soon, a duck came waddling around. She was glad that Peter had not closed the gate and decided to take a nice swim in the deep pond in the meadow. down upon the grass, settled next to the duck, and shrugged his shoulders. "What kind of bird are you if you can't fly?" said the bird. To this the duck replied, "What kind of bird are you if you can't swim?" and dived into the pond. Suddenly, something caught Peter's attention. He noticed a cat crawling through the grass. The cat thought, "The bird is busy arguing, I'll just grab him." Quietly, she crept towards him on velvet paws. "Look out!" shouted Peter, and the bird flew immediately up into the tree, while the duck quacked angrily at the cat from the middle of the pond. Grandfather came out. He was angry because Peter had gone into the meadow. "It is a dangerous place. If a wolf should come out of the forest, what would you do?" Peter paid no attention to his grandfather's words. Boys like Peter are not afraid of wolves. But grandfather took Peter by the hand, led him home, and locked the gate. No sooner had Peter and his grandfather gone that the big gray wolf came out of the forest. In the twinkling, the cat climbed up the tree. The duck quacked, and in her excitement jumped out of the pond. No matter how much the duck tried to run, she couldn't escape the wolf. He kept getting nearer and nearer until he got her, and in one gulp swallowed her. This is how things stood. The cat was sitting on one branch of the big tree, the bird on another, not too close to the cat. round and round the tree, looking at them with greedy eyes. In the meantime, Peter, without the slightest fear, stood behind the closed gate, watching all that was going on. Peter ran home, got a strong rope, and climbed up the stone wall. One of the branches of the tree around which the wolf was walking stretched out over the wall. Grabbing hold of the branch, Peter climbed up over onto the tree. Peter said to the bird, "Fly down and circle around the wolf's head. Only take care he doesn't catch you." The bird almost touched the wolf's head with his wings, while the wolf snapped angrily at him from this side and that. How the bird did worry the wolf, and how he wanted to catch him. But the bird was too clever, and the wolf simply couldn't do anything about it. Meanwhile, Peter made a lasso, and carefully letting it down, caught the wolf by the tail and pulled with all his might. Feeling himself caught, the wolf began to jump wildly, trying to get loose. But Peter had tied the other end of the rope to the tree, so the wolf's jumping only made the rope around his tail tighter. Just then, hunters came out of the woods, following the wolf's trail and shooting as they came. But Peter, sitting in the tree, shouted, "Don't shoot! The bird and I have caught the wolf. Now help us take him to the zoo." And now, imagine the triumphant procession. Peter at the head, after him the hunters leading the wolf, and winding up the procession, grandfather and the cat. Above them, the bird flew chirping merrily. "My, what brave fellowers we are, Peter and I. Look at what we have caught." You could hear the duck quacking inside the wolf, because in his haste, the wolf had swallowed her alive.
Okay, if you bear with us for just a moment, before we play the last song with the concert band, we're bringing on some reinforcements. This piece calls for a particularly large French horn section, which we don't have. And so we're very glad to welcome to the stage some of our Phoenix band, actually maybe all of our Phoenix band French horn section, to augment us just a bit on this. Now, there are a few student recognitions that need to take place at this point too, and we'll need to do this again for the wind ensemble, but we have a number of students in the past month who have achieved some really outstanding individual honors. The first of those being, in our concert band and in our wind ensemble both, we've had a number of students that have auditioned for and been accepted for the KIMEA, the Korea International Music Educators Association National Honor Band, and I am in the way. These students auditioned from a pool of students from across Korea, honestly from across the country, top to bottom, and they were selected by a very competitive audition to take part in the National Honor Festival Band in February, which will be conducted by Dr. Andrea Brown from the University of Michigan. And so we'll do this again for Wind Ensemble, but if you are in the concert band and were selected for the KIMEA National Honor Festival, would you please stand to be recognized, KIMEA folks? Stand up by standing. We also have had a number of students, both from our concert band and wind ensemble, that have auditioned for and been accepted to the AMI International Honor Festival. AMI is the Association of Music in International Schools. And these students were selected from a worldwide pool. I know from speaking with the executive director recently that this was the largest number of applicants, of auditions that they have ever had for the AMI International Honor Band. And we had students both from our wind ensemble and concert band selected for this honor. These students will travel to Doha in March to meet and rehearse and perform with students from around the world. Last year's event drew students, was in Singapore, drew students from, of course, across Asia, the Middle East, Europe, and as far away as Brazil at that event. So truly a worldwide pool. If you're in the concert band and were selected for the AMI International Honor Band, would you stand, please? This is Rie Lee. And something that you should know, that all of these students worked very hard for this audition, and to be selected is an incredible honor. And the instrumentation of the band is much as what you see on this stage behind me. There are flutes, clarinets, trumpets, but from this worldwide pool of applicants, they select from around the world only one piccolo player, one single piccolo player. If you are the AMI piccolo player, the one from the world, and you're on the stage behind me, would you stand, please? So this is a great individual honor for Rie, obviously, and for Rie and for the school as well. All of our students worked very hard, but only one piccolo player from the entire world, and she's right here. So congratulations to her and the other AMI students that we'll recognize in a bit. Our last song from the concert band is Symphonic Highlights from Frozen. Probably nobody's seen that movie. Anybody heard of the movie Frozen? Probably not. Look, students, I know you know the words. If you want to sing, sing. It's Christmas time. Symphonic Highlights from Frozen.
Medical.